Okay, hello. I'm back. I'm doing a little. I don't know what. I don't know what you'd even call this. A kind of post game, post World Cup game decode. It's only going to be a little short one. I I'm not going to go a ton into numbers and stuff though. The whole game was absolutely loaded with numbers. Um, I mean, some of the obvious ones was the 2-2-2 in the score, the full time score, and then the 33, the 3-3 in the um, extra time score, and then of course that's referencing Jesus again with the 33, and the moon and the sun coming back into balance, that 33-year cycle, and also um, the 42, the 24 of Christmas Eve. Um, Again, that 24 of Christmas Eve in the penalty shootout. I mean, there's no way. I mean, even though this is scripted, there's no way that somebody is, you know, calling in the shots here. Go ahead and. I mean, it can be done, but when you watch the whole game through, the script that played out there, it's a little bit beyond just somebody, some elites calling in some favors. Um, where do I want to go with this? So we got the score out the way, and it was a great game to watch. Um, but let's talk about the actual significance of what actually occurred on the field and why that was interested in the way the game went. Okay, so we had basically Argentina were in charge the first half, and then into the second half a little bit, and then suddenly they just went off the boil. Okay, and all of a sudden France starts getting back in it, right? Well, what happened that was significant, right, in terms of the story, okay, is Di Maria come off at about, I think it was the 64-minute mark, which would, I, I saw one place said it was 64 minutes, another place said 65. But anyway, I was going with the 64 because that's the age of Madonna right now, and I've got an upcoming Madonna croquet prediction, which I shall probably do in the next few days. But because if I don't, I'll be too late to the party on that one. But so I thought that was interesting that Di Maria came off, and then suddenly Argentina fell apart, basically. And at that point, when Di Maria came off, I said, I was talking to my kids, and I'm like, it might actually be over for Argentina now. They actually might lose this because they've took Di Maria off, and the whole thing going on here is to do with, at least in my opinion, is to do with rebirth. And when Mary was lost from the side of the Messiah, yeah, when Mary was absent, as in that would be like 9/11 happening. What we ended up with was Argentina fell apart. Yeah, all of a sudden Messi can't get another goal. So it was important for the storyline, the narrative there, when Di Maria came off, that the team fell apart basically, and that's the same idea as like when you're not with the Holy Spirit with Mary. And I know I'm using terms here that most people wouldn't use that interchangeably, but I believe the Holy Spirit is Mary. Um, without getting too far into that one, just to keep it simple, so you know where I'm at on what I'm saying here. But um, yeah, what happened is that was lost. Yeah, basically, what was lost was God. Although all those things are the same thing, right? And so that was what was lost, and all of a sudden, the Messiah or man, he's having trouble now. He can't win the game anymore when the holy spiritual side of things has been lost, right? So that's what happened there. And again, with the 64th minute, and Madonna being 64 this year, will we see Madonna disappear at the age of 64? So anyway. Anyway, moving on through the game. So it was just backwards and forwards between basically between Messi and Mbappe, and that was it for the game. And of course, number 10 versus number 10, mirror images of one another again. Okay, who's going to come off the winner in the end? Well, at the end of the game, when it was 3-3, essentially 33, again, when Christ dies, Messi dies at 33, he's not won the game at that point. Okay, and then he's resurrected in the penalty shootout. Okay, so it's all, I mean, it was something to watch, quite emotional actually. Just absolutely a wonderful game of football to watch actually. I haven't watched a game of football that good for a long time. Anyway, what was interesting was, as well, the backwards and forwards there with the number 10s, because it was almost like they were equal counterparts, you know. It went one way and then it flung back the other way just as good, if you like. And again, what I think we're looking at there was, you know, essentially the twins battling it out. That metaphor again with the twins battling it out. So again, at the end of the game, they've put a black cloak on him. You know, does that represent going back into making the same mistake again? You know, what all men do is we go back into the matrix. We start afresh. Everything's peachy for a while and it just degrades. So, you know, again, this idea here of returning back into the matrix. I mean, we could look at also we could look at Mbappe's the French kit here. A lot more gold on it. Okay, again with false idols. Okay, the Argentinian kit has a bit of gold on it, I think. Definitely some yellow and maybe a little bit of gold, but there's definitely more gold on the French kit. Okay, that's important as well with the old false idol worship. And there's a couple of other things that are interesting here as well. Is this guy is basically he's the guy that's there with Messi, and I don't know how to put this, but he doesn't win. He's like the guy that's calling in the new king, if you like, because he's got the rooster, of course, which is the rooster is announcing the sun. Yeah, when the rooster crows, he's crowing for the sun. Yeah, he's announcing the sun. The same with the messenger here with Nike. Okay, so interesting stuff. What else did I want to say about this kit as well? The dark blue. Yeah, this dark blue. You know, where does the blue get darker as you go further down into the abyss? This is where blue gets darker. You know, this is also getting closer to black here. Okay, this is a very dark blue, which indicates again that we are further into the matrix, further towards the black pearl at this point. Okay, so this guy is kind of stuck in the system, and you know they're equal. But the point is, what the message is here is they're still equals. You know, this guy's just stuck in the system. You know, but he just can't find his way out. All right. Anyway, what did I want to talk about? I wanted to do birthdays very quickly, and the only reason why I'm doing this is because I was looking at Mbappe's birthday slash name, because it was just bugging me, the name. And I'm like, I just couldn't see what was up with the name. I wasn't getting anything from it. So I got onto the old Wikipedia, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I wanted to mention this 24th of June. Again, with the matchup there with, especially with the 8-7 in it, the matchup with the Champlain Towers collapse in Florida, that condo collapse, which looks like water coming over a dam if you look at the replay of that thing. Again, I thought this is just interesting that that we have this matchup here. Okay, what else did I want to say about this? Let's go to, oh well, we've got Di Maria on here right now, which I also thought was interesting. I guess this may be why he does his heart thing. His birthday's the 14th of February. I mean, blimmin' hell, come on. You know, I've talked about the 14th of February before, and place of birth, Rosario, I don't know how you say that. But again, the rose, the Cupid, arrow through the heart thing, you know, all this. I mean, gee, blimmin' hell. And again, we got an 88 for a birth year. So I mean, everything is just plumb loaded. Anyway, let's go to this chap. And when I'm coming down here, I'm like, well, let's see if we can find anything else about his name or anything interesting about him, you know. And when I saw this full name, Kylian Mbappe Lotin, and I'm like, Lot, and I'm thinking Bible now, and I'm thinking Sodom and Gomorrah, and I'm thinking, you know, Lot is the guy that, he escapes Sodom and Gomorrah, and of course he loses his wife on the way, and that's again the representation of Sodom and Gomorrah is the matrix. Yeah, it is the system that is destroyed, and the wife also represents that. Okay, that's why he loses his wife when he escapes, and of course he's going to restart the matrix straight back up again. He's going to go back into it, you know. And what is the matrix? It's our ideas. It's basically the thoughts we have. We generate those thoughts. Those thoughts are our little babies. Those are our children, you know. And those thoughts, as represented with his daughters, you know, because of course they're represented with daughters, because the fiction again is represented with the feminine. So he goes right back into them, okay? And that's what happens. They get him drunk, and he goes right back into the matrix, right back into his daughters, right back into his own ideas. Yeah, recreates that thing. And so if I'd seen this before the game, I would have been a lot more like, oh, yeah, definitely. I don't know if I would have been, actually. I might have been more like, well, maybe this guy's the guy that is going to win. He's the one that's going to escape Sodom and Gomorrah. But you know, that's the story there. This guy is destined to remain in the matrix. Yeah, that's Lot's life. Okay. Anyway, I could probably spend a lot more time going through some of the numbers. I mean, I saw somewhere that maybe it was on here. I can't remember now, that the boy, I don't know. Anyway, I saw it was, I think at some point in there, it was his Mbappe's 118th goal, and there was a load of other numbers that were popping out, but I didn't keep track of everything. So I just really wanted to relay the main story of the whole thing. You know, this whole event being stuck at Christmas. You know, this thing doesn't normally take place at this time of year. You know, there's a reason for that. Okay, why pick the 18th? yeah, the 18th again. We'll go back. I'm not going to get the chart up now, but if we go back to the chart of Lorraine, 18, the number of man. Okay, this is why this I'm sure is why the 18th was picked. And of course, December, you can fudge a December into a 1. We can get the 118 from that date. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really. I'm going to leave it there. It was really more just a quick video just to highlight that kind of story that was in there. That idea that when Di Maria left, when Mary left Christ, okay, that's when things fall apart. All right, when the Holy Spirit leaves Christ, that's when things fall apart. In fact, actually, I should have kept track and seen who they brought on for him. It would have been maybe something interested in the name there as well. But you know, that idea of, you know, it's basically a, you know, it's kind of balanced till the end of the game at that point, but you just can't quite win. You know, you're always going to be struggling when you're not with the Holy Spirit. You know, that other guy, that other twin is always going to be bringing you back down. You know, and you can see it in the emotions of the players as well. You know, how upset everybody was, you know, when that happened. So, and that's, you know, kind of what life is like, which was, yeah, it was just cool to watch. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. When it's all over and done with, you get the win in the end, which is the, you know, on the penalties at the end. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. That's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, and I will hopefully catch on this Madonna one here pretty soon. All right. Cheers. All right. Bye. God bless.